By name, Philip Rice Sticksel. My mother, uh, well, I was growing up and so forth. She was interested in a man from Great Britain who was in the army, the British Army, and they had come to this country and they had a war with the Americans, and the Americans won, and this man who was well, I mean, I was descended from him and she was descended from him and so forth. But this man was fighting the for the United States against Great Britain, and the outcome of this was that Great Britain decided that they were not going to make the United States a sub country to Great Britain. We would be on our own and so forth. So the man's name was Philip Rice, the one in England and so forth. And so my mother decided that that's what she would call me instead of just Philip, and be Philip Rice. And so that's how I have got this middle name. Growing up in Newtown, I loved it, and it was a small town and a nice home and a lot of good friends and so forth. So, but it was a town which was not Cincinnati. It was just a town in whatever the name of the county was, Hamilton County. The home I had was a very lovely home. The father took good care of it, and it was a large home, a large plot of land, and we had friends who were across the street and friends who were up the street and so forth. So there were a good group of youngsters like me and so on. So I thought Newtown was a very great town. Her name was Anna Louise. I can't remember what her name was before she became a Sticksel. Huh? Huffman. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. And so she was wonderful, and she was beautiful. And I have all sorts of pictures of her in various places with pictures and showing how beautiful she was. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what the first meeting was, but she was a student in another school several miles away, and I'm not sure just how I got in touch with her, but she eventually, my mother found out about her. My mother encouraged her to come to visit us in Newtown, and she, as I said, lived someplace else. It was in another suburb of Cincinnati. So she came, and my mother enjoyed her so much that she kept coming to the house and showing there. And so eventually we fell in love and got married. And we did go to various places while she lived in Ohio, and various, I don't know whether she ever went with me to Europe or not, but I know that we did do some traveling around and so forth, and she enjoyed it. She was a good wife, and I'm sorry to lose her. Now let's see. I got drafted into the Army, and I'm not sure whether I ever got out of the United States, but I'm sure I went to various places there, and I don't think they ever sent me to Europe. There, eventually I got to Europe, but I can't remember. It's possible that I got to Europe the first time by something that they sent me over to France or so forth, and England and so on. Anyway, so I was in the Army for a couple of years. Can't remember if we ever went out and actually shot at our opponents or not, but yeah, Patel was the big company that I worked for, and and somehow or I had some jobs that required me to go to, or encouraged me to go to Europe and so forth, and so I went to Europe and spent some time in France and England and Germany, and oh yeah, that was a great part of my life too. That I took it unto myself to go over and volunteer to help teach in the school, elementary school, the fourth grade, and so I went over there, at least one day a week, and worked with the boys and girls there and taught them things. And I got into soccer referee because, well, the kids in the school played soccer, and so I became the referee since I was the one that was old person and so forth, and so I oversaw soccer.